Investor is exposed or has right to variable return when the investor's return from its involvement has potential to vary as a result of investee's performance. So because of the involvement of the investors in the activities of investee, its return is going to be vary. In that case, we assume that investor has exposure or right to variable return, and this return can be in positive, it can be negative, or it can be both positive and negative. And it is not required to be tangible profit only, it can be in form of intangible also, like synergies, etc. So we need to check because of the involvement in the operations of investees how the investor's return is going to vary. Similarly, the meaning of variable return is that something that is not fixed will be called variable return, and it has potential to vary as a result of the performance of the investee. And here we need to check how much variable they are, and it will be based on the substance of the arrangement between the investor and the investee. And we are not going to check about the legal form of the arrangement between the both investor and investee. For example, if we take that investor is holding a bond that is carrying a fixed rate of interest, so based on the legal form it is a fixed rate of interest, there is no variability. But from the point of view of Ind AS, we will consider this fixed rate interest payment as variable because it is exposed to default risk of the investee and expose investor to the credit risk of the issuer of the bond, whether it will be able to pay or will not be able to pay. So because the a bond that is carrying a fixed rate of interest is still subjected to the default risk and credit risk of the issuer of the bond, so we will classify it as a variable return, and the amount of variability will depend on the investee's ability how much it generates fund sufficiently to pay against the liability of interest on the bonds it has issued. So when we are checking about the control, we are one part is this, that we need to check how the investors return are going to be affect how much exposure it carries and the right it carries to the variable returns.